Hey y'all, we're back at the table. New episode, new conversation, same good vibes. Let's get to it. Okay, so I have a pregunta
Sí se puede.
for you, para tú.
Sí.
And I'm going to ask you the question and there is a caveat, okay?
Okay.
So I want you to create your best day ever.
My best day ever?
Yeah, your best day ever from when you wake up to when you go to sleep. And money isn't an object.
Money is not an object.
And the caveat is, though, you have to live this day for the rest of your life.
I have to live the best day ever for the rest of my life, however I craft that best day.
Yeah. What does that day look like for you?
It's a question. Money is no object.
Mm-hmm.
Can I bring anybody on this best day ever?
Yeah, whatever you want.
The options are limitless.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
But you have to live the day over and over for the rest of your life.
And is it like a Groundhog's Day where everything is almost the same and just little differences, or it's the exact same every single day?
I would say you control the weather too. So yeah, it's like Groundhog's Day.
One last question. I'm sorry.
You know what's funny is not many people ask me follow-up questions.
I just want to make sure I'm clear.
This is the Curious Therapist, guys. She's a good one.
Does it have to be like present day, or could this be like a day in the future where I'm creating this best day ever?
Yeah, it could be a day in the future. Like, for example, my best day ever includes family.
Okay, that's the clarity that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my best day ever is living on my 50-acre piece of land with my soon-to-be husband and our children. And we wake up every day to a chef that is cooking us a healthy but delicious breakfast, and to my house manager getting my house together.
Let's go, house manager.
I don't want a nanny because I feel like if I have a house manager, I can manage my children.
Okay.
So I have a house manager that is getting the house together, making sure everything is tidy. I have Margarita. That's not a drink. It's my dog. I have Margarita cuddling with my children when we first wake up. We all get up, we eat breakfast, we go out and we can pick out our farm. But it just so happens to be, because this is not a real place, that we are not far from the beach.
Oh.
So we have a farm, but we are not far, or I'll just say a nice big body of water.
Okay.
So let's say the water is on our 50 acres of land, but the water does not count as 50 acres. The water is limitless. It's endless water.
Okay.
So after we go into our farm and we have fun, I call up my friends that also live on the same piece of land.
I love that.
With me. And then we go and kayak. And then we did like a picnic or like some type of family gathering. My parents are on the same piece of land as well. And we're going out, we're having a water day. The weather is like a perfect, like 75. And it's sunny with some clouds. So like as soon as you go like, oh, I wish we had a little bit of shade. Boom, there's a cloud.
Oh,
yes.
This is beautiful.
There's a cloud.
This is beautiful.
And we have a chef come down and they bring us lunch. And of course, my soon-to-be husband is there, Omari. And we're having a good time. So we have our closest friends and our closest family on that land with us. We're enjoying the water sports. We're kayaking. We are swimming in the water. The kids are around in the water. And then it starts to get dark outside. So then our friends and our family go back to their respective homes. And we come into our house where the chef is preparing like a charcuterie board while they get dinner ready.
Oh my God.
And I get the kids ready and we do reading and we play like by ourselves. And Omari is there and he's playing with us as well. And then I take the girls and go do something girly. And then he takes the boys. And
oh my God. How many kids are there?
They do. I can't. I'm not going to put a number on that.
Okay.
But they go and they do whatever.
But you have enough to have both sexes.
I at least have 3.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe 4. You know?
Okay.
And then the chef comes and he goes, dinner's ready. And we have duck.
Oof.
We have duck.
That's my shit.
Girl. I'm thinking about this very specific restaurant that Omari and I had when we went to Napa. It's called Amino. I can still taste that food in my mouth to this day. So I'm imagining that chef has prepared a similar like meal. We have duck, we have steak, we have mashed potatoes, we have like a gem salad, we have cabbage, all the things. And we have a great dinner and our kids are really active and we talk and there's no phones and there's no TV on or anything. There's like music in the background. Maybe it's like K-Tronada. So we've got house music playing while we're eating. And then I text my friends and my family and I go, hey, there's this really good movie out. Do you guys want to come over and watch it in our movie theater in our basement? And they go, absolutely. So everybody comes over, they brings their blanket. Everybody comes on their golf carts And then I have like popcorn and snacks. Like all
Were you prepared for this, or you just sit and think about this?
No, this is the life that I want in my life. This is exactly how I envision my life in the next 20 years.
Okay.
I want to be on a 50-acre piece of land with friends and family.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that might not be there is the water.
Mhm.
But if you say like the perfect day, it always includes water for me. I love water. I'm a water baby. I love water sports.
Would you do a pool?
Yeah, cool, pool. But I want a big body of water.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to have a boat. Like we go on the water.
I see.
That's why I say that water is not included in the 50 acres. But everybody comes over, we watch a movie. We have a fantastic time. The adults pour drinks. We take a couple shots. We do some other drugs. You know, we smoke a little. You know, anyway, you know, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Yes, because we're still Black.
Nothing crazy. Please, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But yeah, we take a couple edibles and we're watching a movie. And then we put the kids to bed. And then we watch another movie. And then everybody goes home. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then I just get to like be with me and Omari. And then we sit outside in our outdoor screened in like sunroom.
Oh my goodness.
And then he smokes a cigar and I sip a little bit of my drink. And then Margarita, my dog, comes up and she sits in between us. And then we watch the sunset. And then we decide to go to sleep. Or maybe we don't go to sleep. Wink, wink.
Janae, that was beautiful. I don't think anybody is... Well, my mom got close to taking me beginning to end before we went off on a tangent, but I want that life too.
That is exactly the life that Omari and I talk about having. We want to buy land. We want to have a garden. We want to have a hosting space.
Yeah.
We want our friends and our family to be able to buy into this piece of land. And we have our own community on this land. And we have it to where everybody is like, you can sell your home, but your home has to stay in a trust. So it has to go to family.
I completely agree with you. Me and my friends talk about this all the time. Like, what do we have to do to live in the same neighborhood? Like to get together, build our homes together. Because I want to almost curate a space like when we were kids where our kids could run free.
Yes.
And you knew that the person down the street was watching your kids.
I lived on a cul-de-sac. Our street was a cul-de-sac. It was one street and it was a cul-de-sac. Yeah. All the kids knock on each other's doors. Yep. Can such and such come outside? All the kids would get together and one person would get a bike. We would put on our rollerblades. We go all the way up to the top of the hill. The person on the bike would come down and then we would like do a chain reaction where everybody would hold onto each other's shirts and we would go around in the cul-de-sac and then go right back up the hill. Yeah. I want that same simple, slow experience for my life and for my kids and for our friends. So like that image is like, that is the goal. Yeah.
What I find interesting about this question, because I try to get to the point where I'm like, so you curated your day. What are you doing to get there? What are you doing to make that a reality? But it sounds like you already got it in action. But what I've been finding is that a lot of people are leaning back into their upbringing. Like, for example, when my mom was telling me about her days, she was running after chickens, pulling fresh tomatoes off of the tree.
Yes.
And the land and the, you know what I mean? Like just the simplest of times.
That's what I think millennials, there's still so much hope for our generation because I see all of us realizing it is them damn phones.
Yes.
And I see all of us slowly realizing, damn, we do need to put these phones down.
We need to put them down.
Yeah. And even bigger is if we don't put our phones down, we don't need to be giving our kids these phones. Because I feel like people talk about their attention span being shorter because of phones and they can't watch television shows full out without putting on their phone or they struggle to get through movies. I don't struggle as much with that.
Yeah.
But that's partially because I care about the content. Like if I'm watching something, if the writers chose to put it into something, I want to hear it.
Yes.
And I'll put my phone down. But even past that, when I have my friends' kids come over and I hang out with them or babysit them, I try not to pick up my phone. I'm not telling them like, hey, let's take a picture. Da-da. We might watch a movie, but if we're watching a movie, I'm kind of asking them questions like, oh, did you see that? And like having discussions, or if they want to talk, like I'm engaging, like I'm putting my phone, I'm engaging with you in conversation. I feel like millennials are kind of picking up on, damn, our parents were right. It is that damn phone. And I see us all kind of regressing back to when we had a more chill and relaxed childhood, because again, we see Gen Z, X. I'm sorry, I always get this confused. It's got to be Z.
I mean,
yeah, because X comes before Z.
Z. Yeah, it's Gen Z.
Gen Z. We see them. They struggle to have communication.
Yeah,
they struggle
Coping
to coping skills. They struggle when they go out to just like place an order by themselves. We see how they interact. They call it the Gen Z stare.
Yes.
And they just look at you like when you first walk in, like, is there no greeting? Where are you learning the social
norms? Are you a
norms?
cyborg?
They're not learning social norms because they're not being social.
In this period.
So when I craft my life, I do go back to like what I grew up with, but that's because I feel like that is what is most comfortable. Everything should be simple for children. We don't have to treat them like children. We don't have to like make life easy or like oversimplified for them, but like this simple life. Less technology, less phone, more family, more friends, more community.
Yeah. And I'm also learning more poignant lessons this way. The thing that I'm really enjoying about this podcast is the reason I brought you here is because I wanted to look you in your eyes.
My big, beautiful eyes.
Them.
Hello.
But no, I just want to bring back the concept of like, you remember when we were kids and all the commercials we saw on TV were encouraging us to sit around the table and eat.
Yes.
That's actually why we are sitting here. And I'm sitting right across from you so that we can have a conversation like we used to.
Yeah.
Or like when we were playing with toys with our friends and it was like, girl, can you believe this happened? You know? And having conversations with regular people. Like on podcasts, we see a lot of celebrities and things, but like, can we talk about just like the regular things that are happening right now?
I just did a podcast with another friend yesterday and we kind of touched on the same thing about like just regular people. Yeah. Regular money, regular lives.
Yes.
Doing big things though.
Yeah. Trying to get to because the other thing is I don't want to discount big dreams because I have a lot of ambitions and I too dream of a huge home where you can like host because I want my people around me.
Yes.
But we have gotten so far away from what it means to be human that someone can stand at a coffee station and just look at you and then you realize, okay, let me just place my latte order and get out of here.
Absolutely. That's how I envision.
I think that's beautiful. Tell me where y'all are buying the land.
It'll be here in Georgia. You want to get on our land with us?
I mean, if I can bring my friends.
We're only accepting people who have sense.
Are you suggesting that I wouldn't have sense?
No, that's why I asked you.
Oh, okay. My friends have sense too. Because, oh God.
I believe you. If you got sense, I believe
yeah, I vetted them thoroughly.
Good. What I will say is, again, a saving grace is like when I'm out with my friends, I don't have no pictures with these heifers.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Unless somebody else says, let's take a picture. None. My friend had a whole girls' movie night last weekend for Halloween. And we came in costumes. I have 0 pictures. Because I'm a very in the moment. And I think our generation still appreciates being present. In the moment, being present. Yeah.
There's this movement on social media that is like post it later.
I haven't even seen that.
I think I might have just coined that. But essentially, it is the concept of not posting as soon as it happens.
Yeah.
Like sit there in the moment, take your pictures, whatever, but post it later.
I would say the same. I'm going to take it back to therapy real quick.
Okay.
I would say the same thing about if you're having issues.
Oh, tell me more.
With friends, with family, romantic relationships, sit on it for a day. Sit on it. And make sure that what you're really feeling is how you are really feeling. Okay. Outside of the emotion of the moment, sit on it. Because the people that you tell might not be as easy to get past it, understand it, forgive that moment, forgive you for whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And when you're experiencing something, sit with it for a moment. Journal about it if you like to journal about it. Make your mental notes if you like to make mental notes. Sit with it. So when you say post it later, tell it later. As soon as something distressing happens to you, the first thing you do is you're picking up the phone and you're calling somebody else. You're just waiting for the other person to like give you the answer or confirmation bias. Ooh, confirmation bias can be really tricky if you haven't processed fully what you're feeling.
So I wouldn't 100% agree. And I'm personally trying to apply that when it comes to dating. So with this new interest, I'll call him an interest. I started talking to him immediately after one music fest. And he asked me on a date the next day. I know. And I wanted to just immediately be like, I'm going on a date and da da da. But I was like, you know what? I want to experience this by myself.
Yeah.
And I want my opinion to be my opinion.
Yes.
And then we went out and had a good time. And I didn't say anything about it until the next day.
Yes.
And I processed it. I processed the way that he made me feel, like even how we left each other. I was like, oh man, I really enjoyed that hug. And I sat there because, you know, I'm a writer and I just wrote the whole day down. Okay. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
Do you want to know what you just described?
What?
You described a page in my dating journal that I'm working on.
Oh, yeah?
A section in the dating journal is first, right after the date, or you rate the date and you give details about the date. Was the person on time? Who planned the date? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the date?
Okay.
And then you also go into like emotionally, how did that person make you feel? Physically, how did you feel? Mentally, how did you feel? And then on the next page, it's like, sit with that for 24 hours. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And then you come back the next day and you journal. How did that date really make you feel? How are you feeling right now? So now on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about the date? Because sometimes we really just need to sit with the emotions. And then there's a difference between secrecy and privacy. You can keep it private.
Bars. I like it.
You can keep it private for 24 hours. And then you can share when you really have had time to reflect on how you feel. But if you're keeping it secret, I don't think there's anything wrong with a certain level of secrecy. It's just, are you keeping it a secret because you don't want other people's opinions because they might disapprove? Are you keeping it secret because you can't trust the people that you would tell? Are you keeping it a secret because you feel embarrassed for some reason? Like, well, let's explore all of that. So there's a difference between secrecy and privacy. But I feel like in certain moments, we should express a little bit more privacy before sharing it, just because when we share, we should be sure of how we're feeling, because once you share, then you start to kind of mold to what other people think
for sure
and how they would perceive certain things. And like, let's say he did something that you liked, your friend that you might tell might be like, oh, I hate that. Girl, you liked that? I cannot believe you liked that. I would hate if somebody did that. And then you start thinking, did I really like that? Was it kind of yuck? Oh my God, was that I'm not really sure. Then you start to feel uncertain.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even know why I went about it that way. It was something about the way we interacted the first time.
You want to keep certain. When it feels good,
I just want it to be mine.
I want it for myself.
Yeah.
But then it also feels good when you share, but it feels really good when you're like, ooh,
yeah,
I've sat with this and I've embraced it and I'm liking this feeling.
Yes, it feels good. It feels like a full belly.
Yeah. And then you're like, I want to share, but I want to share with a safe person.
Yes. And even in sharing, I don't want to overshare. Not because all the details aren't great, but because I don't want to.
That's privacy.
Yeah.
It's not secrecy. That's privacy.
I'm enjoying what is kind of being created and I don't know where it's going and I don't want to get locked into the fantasy of something that isn't yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, if this is a part of your plan for like dating strategy, 100% 10 out of 10, try it.
I wish I had my computer here. Yeah, it's already in the journal.
That's good. That's good because for me, the exercise was heavy on self-control. As someone that is like in social media, always posting to generate business, it feels like knee-jerk, like I need to show and tell.
Yeah.
And be affirmed.
Yeah.
But in this moment, what I'm realizing when it comes to dating and relationships is it isn't about anybody else. Even when it comes down to the ring, like for some reason early on, we had a conversation about the ring because I had been engaged before and how much I just don't know that I want a diamond because I just want a representation of what we have because I think that's actually all that matters. I don't really feel the need to show anybody anything. And when I got engaged that time, I actually asked, I was like, I really just want a gold band. But you saw what I got.
It was not a gold band at all.
Yeah. And it was beautiful, but it was just like...
It's not what you wanted.
And it's not what I'm trying to create. Like, I know it's not just about me. And I'm learning what men want when they... Like, the ring is a representation of your spouse as well.
But it should you want to wear it. It's on your finger forever or until they upgrade. I feel like when you really start to care about certain things, you want to keep those things safe. And you want to have a certain level of protection around those things, which shows your intentionality for how you feel about them. But again, there's a fine line between like privacy and secrecy. Because if you feel the need to keep that person a secret, it's like, what are you, why?
Why are you hiding?
What are you hiding, or what are the people around you not going to approve of? Like there's definitely a difference. But when you experience something that really makes you feel good and you want to continue to experience, there is like a level of like, I need to protect you and I need to protect this bubble or this moment that we're in because it's so special. It's like a Fabergé egg. And you see like the start of a relationship as a Fabergé egg, like I can't let anyone touch you because if they touch you, they taint you. And they might taint this moment for me where you're feeling good and then somebody else's energy is like, fuck that egg. And then they crack the egg and you're like, dang.
Yeah. Because you really never know what your partner is going to be.
Yeah.
Or how they will kind of like enter.
Yeah.
Or because we all have these like very specific things that we want and we think maybe he'll look like this and I don't know, my mind is just changing because ultimately I just want to be with a good person. I think this is a good segue. We got some questions. Yes,
let's do it.
We got some questions from our listeners. And in my opinion, they span across family and family marriage and like early relationships.
Okay.
And so the first one is, what advice would you give a parent, specifically a father, in helping him to support a young, like blossoming girl in this space in 2025?
Oh, okay. That's a good question.
Right? They get better.
If it's starting off like this.
Yeah.
First of all, I appreciate that question. I also want to let people know that you can go to therapy for parenting advice or co-parenting skills as well.
Ooh, I like that. You can? Can you? So on the therapy like description, they'll say
family. It's family therapy.
Just family. Okay.
Because even if you're not bringing that child, you guys are still a family. You can eventually bring in the child. But if you are not with the person that you have created a child with and you guys just need to be better co-parents, you can go to therapy to be co-parents.
Okay.
I do uncoupling sessions as well. If you want to uncouple and divorce amicably, you can go to therapy to uncouple because all that is communication. You need to be better communicators since you share children.
I love it.
Or if you just want to be friends and you want to uncouple because y'all been together for so long and y'all kind of share family, you can do uncoupling. Now, to this gentleman's advice, can you read the question to me one more time?
Sure. What advice would you give to like a father that is trying to support his young, like adolescent daughter in 2025?
Okay. Be curious about her. Like, be very curious about her. Ask questions about her friends. What did you and your friends talk about today? Not just who was your friend. So what did you and your friends talk about today? Did you learn something new about your friends today? Did your friends ask you anything new? Do your friends make you feel happy? Or do your friends make you feel sad? Or do your friends invite you to places? Or do you feel welcome with the people around you? So be curious about young girls. They want to feel like someone knows them. That's how you create a safe space. But in your being curious, this is a big one for dads. If they mention boys or anyone of the opposite sex that they are interested in, don't be so quick to be like, you shouldn't be dating or blah, blah. Be curious. So what about him do you like?
Okay. Oh, because I will say my chest got tight.
No, that's the opportunity to be curious so that you can better understand why they're interested in a person. And this could be friends as well. You can ask, well, why are they your friend? That is an opportunity for you to correct as well. They're a friend because they give me money. Oh, does that make you feel like someone is your friend?
Does that make you feel valuable?
Yes. That's how you get in their business, and that's your opportunity to soft correct. So I think it's very important for men raising young girls is to be curious without being judgmental and without being too quick to say, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
You self-correct by saying, well, have you thought about this? Or what would that mean if they did that?
Mm-hmm.
And also finding places with other adult women that you respect for your daughter to go and be around. Whether that's a mentorship program, whether that is a sport.
Okay.
It can literally be any other place where you would see another woman that you respect that you would like for your daughter to look up to. Try to put her in those kind of spaces. So being curious and putting her in places where you might not be able to go.
Okay, so I just wanted to interject right where you said sport. Mm-hmm. So I'm reading this new book by Brene Brown, Strong Ground, and she talks about how most female CEOs, 95% of them played sports because of the dynamics it fosters and the relationships and how to navigate. I guess because when I think of it, I think of like when I was playing volleyball, we got 6 people on the court. Nobody is more important than the other person. Yeah. But you do have positions that are a little more flashier than others, like hitters or whatever. But I wasn't tall enough for that. And so I was in the back as the libero, which means I passed and I was a setter, but I came in to support everything. And it taught me so much about what it means to lead a team and what it means to have female friendships. Yeah. For one common goal.
Yes. I did not grow up in typical sports.
Yeah.
I did.
You played tennis?
No. That's typical. I did like step team growing up. And then I was in drama. Oh, yeah. And then I was in the band. Okay. So I did like a little bit of off stuff. I was too lazy to be in sports. I'm sorry, guys. I did do sports when I was very, very young. But hindsight now, sports are pivotal for young boys and young girls. They teach discipline. They teach teamwork. And it teaches you how to be assertive when you need to get a goal done. That is key. So when we talk about raising young girls, putting them in something that allows them to be assertive appropriately, because then you learn how to communicate. Debate team is a really good thing for that. Like going into debate team because you learn how to argue or debate a point. Yeah. A very specific point. And you learned how to communicate that clearly. That's drama's really good. Any type of writing.
Or public speaking, correct.
Public speaking. Yes, please put your boys and girls in some type of public speaking, I will say in elementary school. It's a fun fact about me, JC. I was in speech competitions. My mom had me in speech competitions where I would have to memorize and recite a monologue in front of people and get judged.
No, I was too.
Yes.
And look at how eloquently we speak now.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying?
Hello. But that's important, boys and girls. For sure. I think we always saw a higher number of girls in those, but it is good for young boys. Yeah. So to this father, be curious appropriately. Okay. Be curious without judgment, because that allows for you to soft correct. Or to say, well, what about this? And it kind of expands their thinking. And then sports and finding other women that emulate how you would see your daughter in the future and allowing her to be in those spaces with other women.
I love that. Okay, girl. Let's see it.
Bring it on.
Okay, so the next one's a little different.
Dun-dun-dun.
And this is about relationships, interracial relationships.
Okay.
How can we communicate about race-related issues like family dynamics, traditions, societal experiences in a way that brings us closer together instead of divides us?
That is complicated.
It is.
For me, I've never been in an interracial relationship. So like if an interracial couple were to come and see me, this is an opportunity where I would have to be extra curious. Okay. I've never been dating a person where I have to explain certain colloquialisms or just certain things. So for this particular couple, it is about curiosity and it's about learning. Yeah. Being open to experience life differently than how you have grown up. No one race is a monolith, of course, right? But I will say that culture binds a lot of Black people together with some way, somehow. We have all had the similar experiences with similar things. Yeah. And that feels like a really big connector, but that can also be a really big disconnector when you're dating someone of the opposite race. Yes. Because I don't think that certain people view community the same way as a Black community does. And I'm just assuming that one of these people is Black. I could be very wrong. I'm wrong? Yeah. Okay. Well, then it's just curiosity. Yeah. You have to be curious. You have to be willing to learn. And you have to date a person who wants to be a part of your community as much as you want to be a part of their community.
That's fair. And I think the follow-up question is one that's on point as well, because these are not Black people.
Okay.
And the question is, how can we change the way we communicate to not offend when it comes to the different backgrounds? I don't really want to say their backgrounds, but their, I guess, correction, like when you are choosing to correct someone, there is a fine line between correcting them and also offending them.
Yeah.
About their own background. Like, so it is a white person and a minority, right? But if I'm just going to assume the position in the relationship, because like as Black people, sometimes we have the tendency to say, you don't understand, you're white. That is not going to encourage me to want to learn more.
Yeah.
Or to be like tolerant or just more aware. Like I love you. I'm in a relationship with you. I want you to use the same respectful language that I'm using for you, for me too.
Yeah. This is going to sound like I'm beating a dead horse. It is truly about
it sounds like it.
Curiosity though. So, but in that curiosity, I think it would be important to level set that if you guys are getting ready to get into a conversation about your differences or there's some of the complexities that you are raising, it's fair to say like, I may be ignorant on this topic. Here is what I believe about this topic. Or here is how I have operated in this space in my community with my race. Is that accurate for you? Or how would you handle this situation? And just being upfront that you don't know everything. And your partner doesn't know everything about you. But you both have to be on the same page that you are both learning differences about each other and trying to come to a common place.
Yeah. And for this specific question, like sometimes the partner says, oh, that's very white of you. That's very condescending. And now we've crossed the boundary of respect.
Yeah.
And like as someone that is not a therapist, you know what I'm saying? When I communicate, my number one thing, even when I'm at work, I told my team, all I care about is respect. Because you don't have to know the answer, but you will respect me. That's just common decency. I'm not telling you to kiss my toes. I'm just saying in communication, I'm going to do my best to be empathetic and respectful. And once we reach a point where we can't be, or you say something condescending in that way, I'm going to like say, I didn't find it funny. If you were trying to be funny, I actually found it pretty condescending.
Absolutely.
And rude. Moving forward, can we not talk like that?
That is perfect. That's a perfect way to communicate that. If a couple like this were sitting in my office virtually, in person, whatever, and one person say, you wouldn't understand, you're white, I would immediately turn to them and say like, well, what is your goal with saying that?
Yeah.
What is your outcome? How do you want that person to feel? Do you want them to understand you? Or do you just want them to be ignorant and white? So sometimes goal setting is really important. If someone were to say something like that, a rebuttal or a response could be, where do you want me to go with that? What do you want me to do with what you just said? Do you want me to continue to not understand? Or do you want me to be in a place where I can learn to understand? And you go from there.
Yeah.
How that person responds will be the tone setter for where you go.
Yeah, that was because it doesn't just show up with race. Like
it shows up with men and women.
Yes.
Just
superiority. We could talk about like intellect when you feel like a person doesn't know as much as you because of whatever background they have. Like, but yeah. Okay, I'll see you people out here in the streets and talk questions like
that was a good question. There's actually, if these people are in the state of Georgia, there's a therapist at our office that works primarily with interracial couples.
Oh, really?
Yes, that is her platform. That is what she wants to grow as her niche, is working with interracial couples.
I love that. You know what? I'll make sure that in the show notes we put everybody's information.
Yeah.
So the last question that I have from our listeners, how can we handle bias or tension from family members or friends without letting it harm our relationship?
Oh, that's that thing, secrecy, privacy, protecting your relationship. You have to be confident in the choices that you're making. If you are choosing to do something that kind of goes against the grain of what your family and friends may see for you, you have to be confident. If you're not confident in your decisions, anybody can sway how you feel about something. Being really true to yourself. And then it's the opportunity to put up boundaries. If you feel like when you are trying to be expressive or free with the people in your life and they disrespect you or step on your ideas, you need to set a boundary with them.
Mm.
I will not continue to share my life with you if you are going to disrespect my choices and downplay my decisions.
Oh.
And you can say whatever consequence you want after that. If they choose to do that, boom, you don't share with them anymore. If they ask about it, no, you don't know how to respect the choices that I'm making. So I can't share that with you anymore. So, but you have to be confident in the choices that you're making. If you're not confident, anything can sway you. You can see something on the news and you'll change your mind. You see something on TikTok and it'll change your mind. So you have to feel confident in your choices, but you also have to feel confident if these are the choices or the decisions that you're going to make, putting boundaries up with people who don't respect your decisions and your choices.
Well, that was well said.
That's easier said than done.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because just in general, putting boundaries up is saying no.
Very hard.
And it's hard to say no. I'm thinking about, like, in my family, just like when children are born and they choose to raise their child a very specific way and the family doesn't agree. And how difficult it was for, like, my cousin to say, no, we're not going to engage. And I'm really inspired by it because she and her husband are deciding to live a life and she's firm in it. I think it was like around Christmas and how they gift and like removing Santa Claus from it. And because that's not what Christmas is about and so on and so forth. And
Mari's the same.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up on Christmas, but I grew up on Christmas and I like Christmas because of the family aspect.
Yeah.
But choosing to make a choice about changing that with a family who does do things a certain way, far easier said than done. If you choose to take a different path in how you were raised, frightening.
Yeah.
Super scary. Especially if you've never seen anybody else in your family do it. You can see other people outside doing it and be like, oh, it looks so easy. But you got to hear everybody else's voices around you.
And the fear of being ultimately ostracized.
Yeah, that is scary, frightening.
Yeah.
I luckily am not in that place, but with your cousin, if you have to make a big shift for the betterment of your family or the betterment of yourself, that is a very scary thing to go out on. Creating what I'm saying on this podcast, like creating boundaries and rules, rolls right off the tongue because I have learned it through my studies, but it is something that
And she got straight A's, y'all.
I was a 4.0 student. But I can leave a session and be like, oh, that kind of taught me about myself. I'm constantly growing. I am not the best communicator, or I'm not as good as I can be and will be in the future.
Yeah.
I have not always been the best boundary maker because I haven't always had to put boundaries up around certain things. So, like, even as a therapist, I am still learning and unlearning every day of my life.
Okay.
So all the things when I say, like, you just got to be firm in yourself, like that could take you a minute. That could be really scary to do.
Yeah. You know what? Even in my like toughest seasons of therapy, my therapist would affirm me and say, like, when I finally decided to make the decision that was really hard for me or the boundary, set the boundary, she basically said, I knew it was going to take you some time to get there, but we had to start with you being okay with the decision, knowing that it was important.
Yeah.
And then there's a period of like ideation around it. And then you make the decision and all that stuff takes time.
I always tell majority of my clients, any move or different thing that you're about to do is brand new to you. How fast do you think that's going to occur?
It took a long time for me.
I told a client, I told a client, this, I can't remember which client it was. It was a client last week or the week before, whatever. Doesn't matter. It was a client. And they were talking about, like, I'm trying to do this thing differently. And I was like, how old are you? And they were like, oh, I'm this age. And I was like, okay, so you've spent all these years doing that same thing. Why would all of a sudden one day you expect for that thing to be gone and you be able to do it perfectly?
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, you're not crazy for thinking that this is difficult. You've done something for X amount of years.
The same way.
This way. And now you're in therapy because you want to make a change. That change is not going to happen after 2 conversations. And it might not happen after a year. You really don't know.
Yeah, that's
like
real.
it can look totally different depending on outside circumstances in your life as well. That will take up mental space and not give you the opportunity to exercise these tools, use the resources that you have, think the way that you are learning to think or rethink or unlearn.
Mm-hmm.
You've had 30 plus years to do this thing. It's going to take longer than 2 months to readjust.
I remember being in a conversation with my therapist and she was like, and so what do you think the answer is? And I was like, I think I'm going to have to leave this relationship. And she was like, okay. And I was like, but I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, okay. I was like, I really don't want to. I was like, this is hard. And I literally sounded like a child.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, why don't you want to? And I was like, because it feels like I'm being mean. Because I didn't have big words.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a grown ass woman. And I was saying, this thing is hard because it feels like I'm being mean. And I don't want to be mean. And she was like, okay, so if you aren't being mean, what is the outcome instead?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I am getting hurt. So, and then she was like, well, so now it sounds like it's either going to be you or them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but I still don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And you want to know what? It took me 2 years to have this conversation and go back and forth in my mind to be like, I am getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't do something, I'm going to continue to be the one that's hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to do it. It's like jumping into the double dutch. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah.
It's
frightening.
Yeah.
And do you mind if I bring up your business a little bit?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll reflect back to your previous engagement. That ended because he ended it, right?
No.
How long you had questions?
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? We go back. So the engagement ended because something about it felt wrong.
But it had felt wrong for a minute.
It did. And so I asked to fast so that I could think about it. So I took 2 weeks fasting and I came back and I said, you feel like I pressured you into doing this and I don't want to go into a marriage like that. So I would like to start over. Can we start over and get to the point where when we started and be friends and da-da-da-da? And it was a no for him.
Okay. What you did there, you like soft launched, trying to get out of there, but you were waiting for all the right answers, all the right feelings. Let's just start over and redo all of this really quick.
Yeah.
And then we'll get there. So like even in that situation, you weren't ready to let go. He let go of it for you.
He did.
So that seems like, oh, okay, wasn't meant to be.
I don't have to do it.
All right, I don't have to make any decision.
Sweet. No,
Yay.
100%.
There we go. And now you had to make a decision. You're like, oh, I've never had to make a decision to hurt somebody else's feelings before. That's how you felt. Yeah. So like it took time because that was something totally new. You're getting new skills. You're learning something totally new. You're experiencing something totally new. You know, you're like, your feelings are getting hurt, but you're like, but I can't hurt anybody else's feelings. I'm sweet little JC.
Oh my gosh. That's true though, because I like to be liked.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah. And this year in particular has been a year of telling men, no, I'm not interested. It's been incredibly difficult. I feel so uncomfortable. Like the most recent one, I'll tell you about the most recent experience. I messaged the guy and I was like, I don't think you have enough time and I don't have enough time either. I don't think we should continue. And he said, don't speak for me. And he was like, if you don't want to do this, then say that or just say exactly what the problem is. I said, okay, sir, since you want all of the details, I was actually trying to be nice. But in kindness, sometimes you are not being nice by not telling them the truth. I said, I feel like it was so disrespectful of you to completely ghost me. And then because we went on a date and then we got together again and we prepped some food and all of these things. And I left the space and then I slowly and surely stopped hearing from him for a while. And then he popped back up and was like, yeah, I was like thinking through you because like meeting you brought up a lot of feelings I wasn't used to. Mm-hmm. And when he was having this conversation, explaining to me why he had ghosted me and why he was back, I was leaning in and I was like, oh, I understand. And then I got off of the phone and I was thinking, wait a second.
Hold the hell up.
Yeah, no, that's not okay.
Yeah, because you know what he did? He asked for you to use your big girl words to be very distinct with him, but he wasn't prepared to use his big boy words.
Because I asked him before he ghosted me, I was like, I'm feeling like you're kind of pulling away and I'm interested in you. Like, are you still interested in this? And he said, I'm interested. I'm just hesitant. I said, can we talk about it? And he was like, well, I just prefer to have these conversations over the phone. And I was like, okay, call me. Call me when you're ready to have the conversation. Never call me. Weeks went by. And I was like, okay, next. And then he popped back up and he was like, in my Instagram and so on and so forth. But then he made me feel like I was the one who stopped talking to him. Like we talked on the phone and I guess I don't really know how to process what happened. But when I went through okay, you could do this to me again at any point. Like at any point you feel weird and you don't know how to use your word, you can just... So I told him that I was like, I didn't like what you did. I didn't deserve that. I was interested in you. And because you did this, I felt disrespected. And I'm like, I'm not interested anymore. And he said, thank you. I did deserve that. I shouldn't have done that to you. And I hope you have a good life. I
think that's great though, for you.
Okay.
Because you spoke directly how you felt. I told one of my friends, you don't ever be a man's bored girl. For they can ghost you and come back and text you and you text them right back. And then boom, y'all are going on dates. Ugh, don't ever be that. And men, you shouldn't want a bored girl because you're only hitting them up because you know that they will text you back. He knew that you were interested in him. He knew that you wanted to have that conversation. So if he dipped off for a little bit because maybe he was feeling the pressure, whatever the case, who cares what the real reason is?
Yeah.
He felt comfortable enough to be like, you know, JC did say she really liked me and she wanted to work this. And oh yeah, I'll just hit her up. I'm sure she'll hit me back up. It was a test, kind of, not like, it may not have been like a literal test in his head, but that's a test to see like, are you going to entertain me again? Yeah, if I got the opportunity, okay, cool. So if this happens again and I get a little bored, or if I get like, oh, this is too serious for me, I need to take a break, I can just do it and I'll pop back up because she likes me. Don't be anybody's bored person. Like somebody can ghost you without any explanation and conversation and pop back up as if nothing is wrong. You are their bored person.
Yikes. Even when he was talking to me, kind of explaining himself, I said, I don't know that I want to give you another chance. And it was a joke to him, but I was just like, I'll let you know.
No, yeah, because he figured she likes me. She probably ain't got nothing going on because she texts me back anyways. She probably got nobody else on her roster. I texted her back. We're having a conversation. Yeah, you say you don't want to talk to me no more, LOL. Yeah, girl. Anyways, until you actually be like, no, yeah, I meant it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that moment, which only happened 2 weeks ago, I'm learning.
I love it.
I'm getting better at this, Miss Tipton.
You are.
And I'm proud of myself because it was hard to say it. When I said it, whole time I was thinking, I was actually really sad that I was like, that I potentially could have hurt his feelings.
Oh.
I know.
Don't feel guilty about that. I feel like more people should consider the way they communicate with others to not be intentionally hurtful of other people's feelings. It's just as women, we are so used to getting the soft message and giving the soft message. We don't want to be the ones to hurt your heart. We're innocent. Look at us. I'm just a girl.
Yes.
We're going to need to be grown women.
Okay. Fine.
I think that like, I tell people all the time, the difference between individual therapy and couples therapy is that if you come to see me as an individual, I'm only advocating for you. Even if you're in a relationship, you're coming to see me as an individual, I'm advocating for you and your goals alone. Whatever you have decided your goals are, or we have collaborated on your goals, you are my person that I'm advocating for. I'm not advocating for anybody else that's not in this room. When you come as a couple, I'm advocating for your relationship.
Oh, okay.
Whatever the goals are that you set for your relationship, I'm advocating for the relationship, not the individual people, the relationship. So when people say like, I don't want to go to couples therapy because the therapist is going to side with this person over me.
Yeah.
Or they're going to think this person is more right than I'm right. No, I'm advocating for the relationship.
Yeah.
I'm not picking a side. If it feels like I'm picking on one person or I'm picking a person over your side, that just might mean that in that one case, this person may be a little bit closer to the root cause or to the truth or whatever the case may be. I'm not siding with that person. I am the side of the relationship. What are the goals that y'all came in here for?
Yeah.
Y'all came to couples therapy to stay married. I'm advocating for the marriage. And I will point out both ways how you are individually not meeting the requirements for your marriage that you have set as well. Because I'm not in here to craft the marriage that I think you guys want.
Okay.
I'm here to craft the marriage that you guys want. That's why when I talk about goals with individuals and with couples, I say, what are your goals?
Yeah.
And I wait a few, like at least 2 to 3 sessions to get like a backstory. And then I say, now that I know all of this and we've discussed all of this, what are your goals? What outcome do you want from therapy?
Yeah.
How will I know it's time for us to terminate therapy? That's basically what your goals are. Like, kind of that's a signal for once we've met these goals, is it time for us to terminate? Or do you have other goals that you
want to keep
and you want to work towards? Yes, but they're your goals. So I'll wait because that kind of leads me into one of my keys at the end.
Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. I want to know what your keys are, however many you want to share, when it comes to mental health and relationships and marriage and family therapy. What you got?
Okay. A huge key for mental health and for therapy is shop around for your therapist.
Oh.
Treat it like an interview. Treat it like you're trying to find a new job. Because every therapist has a different niche, area of expertise, way that they go through therapy, the way they structure therapy, how they are as a therapist. There are therapists who are more client-led, which they allow the client to lead the session. And then there are therapists like myself that I can take control and I operate more of a collaborative space with my clients. What that can look like is I can be seeing a client for however long and they come in before session, I will write out an outline of what I think we should cover to get them towards their goals. But I always open the session and say, is there any direction you want to take this session in today? Is there anything that we've touched on before that you want to go back on? Is there anything that's going on with you this week that you feel is like taking priority over your goals or anything else? And I have a client that's like, no, whatever you got written down.
Yeah.
And I'll go, okay, based off of our last conversation, I would like for us to focus on these areas. How do you feel about that? So I am I'm going to call it leader. I can't remember what it's called, but I will lead and guide the session in collaboration with my clients.
Which is different from my experience. Like, I really love my therapist because when I go in, she's like, so tell me what's going on. And then I'll just unfold like some cards. Yeah, so in yesterday's meeting, and it just works better that way because she's been with me so long that she's able to just like pluck out the things that we've been talking about that she's seeing resurfacing. And honestly, it started out that way. It felt like a friendship.
Yeah.
Even though she's very professional, it just felt so easy and nice.
So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to shop around. I had a therapist that was more client-led, which she would say the same thing. So what's going on this week? And I would start, but I know I need a firmer touch.
Okay.
I need somebody to be like, yeah, what's going on? And then if I'm talking to be like, girl, that's stupid. I need somebody to be like, Janae, that's stupid.
Okay.
But the therapist I had was so nice and so gentle. And I was like, I'm about to bulldoze over this woman.
Okay.
Like, I have to find someone a little bit more fitting for what I'm looking for. Yeah. So shop around for your therapist. Also, really good place is social media. Now, this is a good part of social media.
Okay.
The content that I post on TikTok is communication and relationship focused. That's the clientele that I'm wanting to go towards. That is my niche. That will be my expertise, communication and relationships. And that works with singles and couples. I'm all about communication. Mm-hmm. There are other therapists online. Their content is more focused around attachment styles. Mm-hmm. So if you want to see someone who focuses more on attachment style, someone who's more focused on trauma.
Mine is CBT, cognitive behavioral.
So there are different therapists who will show different modalities that they utilize throughout sessions. EMDR therapists. Yeah. And you can find that out on social media as well. If therapists are posting their content, you can kind of get a read for what their niche is. So that's like the first stop where I tell people when there's like, I'm looking for a new therapist and I'm trying out somebody, get consultations. People often offer free 15-minute consultations where they talk about their therapeutic style. Find out if that's a fit for you. Go to one therapist. If you don't like it, your insurance will not mind if you switch to someone else as long as they're staying in network. Yes, I'm a self-pay. So if you find someone who's self-pay, that's really easy for you to be like, ooh, nope, I can drop that person. I would say at least give a therapist like 1 to 2 sessions, but shop around for the therapist for you. Also, part of our ethical duty is if I'm not giving you the proper amount of care, or I feel like you need a higher level of care than I can offer, I will let someone know, I think you would be better suited going to this type of therapist. Or I think you'll be better suited with someone who has a little bit more expertise in this area. I don't feel like I am providing the care and the therapy that you really deserve. Any good therapist will do that for you. I've gotten plenty of people who reach out to me in DMs. One young lady reached out and said, I have a clinic that helps veteran women. Can you come do a workshop for us? I was super excited about it. And I was like, veterans is not my specialty. Yeah. And that's a whole different...
Because I would assume you have to deal with like PTSD.
Yeah, that's a whole different ballpark. And of course I have experience, but that is not my expertise. That is not an area that I feel like I spend enough time to give quality workshop communications to. There's a therapist in our office that works with veterans solely. Like majority of her income, majority of her clients, therapists. So I said, hey, she reached out to me from TikTok. So she's seen my videos. She's watched my content. I said, I really appreciate you reaching out to me. I don't actually think I would be the best person. There's another lady that I can refer you to.
Yeah, I've heard you do that.
I want to be able to provide the best care. And if I'm not the right fit, it's inappropriate for me to give that type of care to someone when I know that there's someone else who can do a better job. Because eventually you'll get through sessions and say, oh, I don't know. This ain't right.
Okay.
My other key for therapy, at least with the therapist, is don't be afraid to say, like, can we go deeper on this type of topic?
Oh.
Can we spend more time here? If you feel like your therapist is going too fast or too slow, say that. I always ask my clients after like 6 sessions, how do you feel like we're going? Do you feel like we're meeting your goals? Am I off track? Do you think we're on track? Are there any other areas you really want to concentrate on? I'm doing an audit because, again, I want to be able to provide the best care consistently. And if I'm not meeting that and I'm not able to grow to that point, I need to send you to someone else. Most times I've had clients say, can we spend more time on this? And I go, oh, yeah. And I will tell them, like, I'm actually going to do some research on like a couple of different things so that we can make sure that we can really
get in
be
there
in this space. Yes.
I wish doctors had that same
I don't talk about doctors.
mentality. Okay. Because like all of this is, we're trying to do the same thing. Like you are just working on the brain.
Yeah.
They are working on my body.
Yes.
And I will say everything stems from the mind. So if we can tackle this thing, a lot of things. But I was just thinking about just like simple things like my experience with the gynecologist. I would love it if they cared.
Yeah. And just as much you have to shop around for a doctor is how you should shop around for a therapist. For sure. Because not everybody's going to be your fit. Like the person that you're seeing might work for someone else, but it might not work for you.
But in general, like as my friends and family have stepped into the space with therapy, just this space seems to just have better people in it. I'm sorry, all of the doctors in the world. I love it. I love it because I feel like a better person to myself and to other people because I'm like being kind to myself.
Yeah. And it makes me want to show up and be better as an individual as well. Again, sometimes I see people, clients and couples that come in and I can have two different couples that are going through the same issues and I'm not treating them the same at all.
Okay.
They can honestly come in and have the same exact story, same exact experiences. I'm not treating them at all because they don't come from the same experiences.
Oh.
But sometimes I will see like, oh, in back of my head, I'll be like, oh, I did that too, child, girl, I feel you. And I'll be writing it down and I'll be like, That's a problem, Janae. And then at the end of the session, I'll be like, well, how should I handle that with myself? Because I'm not going to give myself the same advice as I would give someone else. I would not give someone else who may have experienced the same things that I've experienced, the same advice that I would give myself either. So we call transference in therapy.
Okay.
So I'm always cognizant of that as well. You might have the same people that come in with similar issues. I might see somebody that is experiencing something that I'm experiencing. I'm never going to treat them the same way that I would treat myself because we have different lived experiences. We have different households. We are two entirely different people. And I can see that from my couples. Again, I've had couples come in with the same issues and I treat them totally different based off of how receptive they are, based off of the trauma that they might have experienced growing up, based off of how different their partners are in their relationships. So we get the same issues, treat them totally different.
I see.
Or you go through the process differently. So shop around for your therapist and don't be afraid if you found a good therapist to tell that therapist what you need or what you're not receiving or what you would like more of.
Oh, yeah.
And they should be open. And if they're not open, find a new therapist.
Yeah, bro. Hard stop. Hard stop. I mean, I remember when I was going through therapy, I had developed such a strong relationship with mine that I was about to tell her something that I was ashamed of. And I was getting so anxious about going to
Wow.
But our relationship, it was so productive that I came into the session and I said, I'm really anxious right now because I'm about to tell you something and I think you're going to be disappointed. When I tell you I was sweating out my shirt, and this woman doesn't even know where I live, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I almost got a new one because I was like, maybe I've gotten too comfortable with her. But then I didn't want to leave because she knows the root causes of a lot of things. So she could walk me through. When I tell you I was sweating.
That is not a uncommon thing. You're always going to feel shame and judged and like, oh my God, am I about to disappoint this person? You will feel like that. And that's totally normal feeling. What's most important is, do you still feel like you could share with them in a space where you won't feel judged?
Yeah.
Disappointment is one thing because I will tell a client like, dang, girl was doing good. Okay, what we going to do?
Yeah.
Where we going to go?
Yeah. Have you seen that show on Apple TV, Shrinking?
I've not seen it yet because I don't have Apple TV.
Girl.
It's far too many apps and I can't pay for anything else right now.
I'm just saying that you know what it's about. It's about therapists needing therapy. But it opens with the therapist really disappointed in this patient.
We all experience it.
But this time, this man goes off and tells her about herself.
I have had a client, I didn't have to go off, but I very plainly said that what are we doing? I've had to ask them, like, what are we doing? We've done all of this work and we're right back here. How do you feel about us being back in the same place that we were a year ago?
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that reality. As a therapist, so I know what clients I can speak to like that and which clients I need to be softer with.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that really sucks. You know, we were here last year, right?
The eyebrows too.
How does that feel to kind of be back here? How does that feel? Is that tough?
Is that how you be looking at him, Janae?
Sometimes.
Because I would be like, I feel bad.
I'd be like, I know that really hurts, but we're kind of back at the same spot. And then I have other clients where I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We're back. We're here again.
Yeah. Like my session last week, she was like really assertive with me.
Yes.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got it.
You have to be assertive at some point to some clients. Again, you know who, when, and where to add that assertiveness.
She's definitely navigates the waters well with me. Okay. Yeah. What else you got?
Okay. So the last one for mental health is get clarity when you can.
Okay.
Ask for questions. Ask as many questions. And I don't want anybody to confuse clarity with closure. You really don't need closure. Closure is personal. You don't need to ask no question to the other person. Put down your phone right now before you text that man asking for closure.
That's real. Because the last relationship, I just need closure. And I was like, that sounds like something you need. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I have closed the door. It's closed.
Personal.
It's actually locked.
It's locked. And there's a bar in front of it.
It is.
Don't text her no more.
I don't know if I want to delete that or not. Keep it.
Yeah, clarity. If you are feeling confused and you're any relationship, again, friend, family, romantic, ask for clarity. If you are unsure, ask for clarity. If you want more clarity, ask for clarity. If you want to ensure you're aligned, ask for clarity. Clarity is key.
Okay.
When you ask for clarity, you communicate better without any hesitancy.
Yeah. I have to do that at work all the time.
Yes. So ask for clarity. Now, keys to dating.
Ew. Let me take a drink. Gulp. What you got, Janae?
I have only good vibes. Again, I am a rooter of love, and I feel like all hope is not lost. I think if we sit in a place of hope being lost, then you will manifest the lost hope.
Oh.
I do believe that. I think whatever energy that you bring into the space of dating, whatever energy you have about yourself, about finding your partner is what's going to happen at the end. And it's not so much as like what they call like the woo-woo, woo-woo stuff, like astrological signs.
What you're bringing towards you. And
yeah, okay. It's not even so much as like that kind of energy. It's literally how you show up. If you are thinking negatively about your first date, you're going to show up with your guard up. If you are thinking, there's no good man out here, you're going to be annoyed about any man who crosses your path. Even if it is a good man, even if it's a bad man, it doesn't matter. You'll always be annoyed and bothered depending on how you are choosing to show up for that dating experience. So my first key is aim to learn something new about yourself on dates.
Oh.
Always.
Aim to learn something new about yourself on dates.
Yeah. And I have one way to do that is questions and listening. Asking your date questions, listening to their response. If you ask them, do you like onions? And they go, no, I hate onions. Why do you hate onions? And they start talking about onions. I only like onions if they're cooked properly. And, and then raw onions are really like, I hate raw onions because they're too bitter. And then if you reflect back on yourself, like, well, I like onions because they add different flavor and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, then you've kind of expanded on why you like something
Janae,
to another person.
I want you to know this happened verbatim at the date that just happened. It did. Because you know how I feel about food, right? And I didn't realize that it would make me a little irritable if someone didn't.
So you learned something new about yourself.
Yes. Yeah, he was like, we went into Ponds and then we went into like an Indian restaurant. And I learned, because he was like, oh, it doesn't smell good in here. I was like, oh no. And then I'm telling you, my body seized up.
Oh my God.
And then we got the food, but I listened to him and I was like, okay, this is what we'll order then. Since I was already familiar with it and he didn't live in the area, here's what we'll order. And we sat down and then he started talking about onions.
Oh my God.
I kid you not, we were talking about, he was just
we did not rehearse
we
this.
Did that.
That was straight off the dome.
This is divine. He was like, yeah, I just don't really want to see it. And I said, okay, try this and we'll take it slow. Because I kind of just want to see if you can be open.
Yeah.
He tried what I had, which was a little wrap, and he tried the potatoes, and then he was like, this is amazing.
Okay.
And I exhaled and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to be really careful with him.
Okay. What did you learn about yourself?
That food is more important than I like to give it credit for. Like exploration. I like someone that's open.
Yeah. So you learned something new about yourself on that date that you it was just like inside of you, but you hadn't realized how
because everybody
deep it was.
Is always down for the ride.
Yeah.
I never ran into anybody that was like,
and you're meeting somebody new.
Yeah.
That's going to expose new things about you.
Yeah.
So as you're dating, at the forefront of your mind, as you're asking questions, is to learn something new about yourself. What that does is allows you to stay curious about that person, while also reflecting back on you. And it's not something that you necessarily have to say out loud and make the moment about you. It's a mental note for you to say because you learned that is important to you. If he did not want to try that food, that could have been a deal breaker for you.
Yeah.
Because you enjoy that experience. You enjoy breaking bread with people.
Yeah.
That is your thing. So even as this goes back to what we said at the very beginning of this podcast, is somebody can be right on paper and be the right person. Like he could have had fantastic qualities, fine, 6'5", 6-pack, all the good things, you know, whatever y'all like. I know whatever y'all like.
Yeah.
And then you could have been struggling with like, but dang, do I not want to talk to him before? Because he's really good on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? No, you learn something new about yourself, that food and enjoying food with someone that likes to enjoy new food is important to how you want to live your life and the type of relationship that you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of my biggest dating tips. I think we have gone into dating being very selfish. And this is a way to be selfish because you're gaining new information about yourself while also being explorative of the other person.
Yeah.
So you're still doing it for your own selfish reason of finding the person that matches for you, but you're doing it in a way that makes the other person feel like, wow, this person is curious about me. Oh, this person is piquing my interest because they're curious about the things that I like.
Yeah.
And truth be told, you don't really give a damn. You're trying to learn something new about yourself. But that's how you kind of trick yourself into getting what you want out of that date,
and
but also
engaged.
giving and being interested in someone else.
I love it. Because I've been on a couple of dates this year where I realized, oh man, they didn't ask me anything about myself.
And you leave the date not knowing nothing new about yourself or anything new about the other person. I think that's very important to learn something new about the other person. You learn that man don't really like onions, which I think is fair because I don't like onions in all forms either.
We're going to work through it.
Yeah, no, he tried.
He did.
He did.
He did. And when he tried it, I was like, okay, all is
That's
well.
all that matters. That's all that matters. Okay, I'm going to let you know, Omari enjoyed food before. Oh, no. We went to Omakase last year and had a 20-course sushi meal. And he always liked sushi, but he was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because ultimately it's about being open-minded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so it's not even really just about the food.
Yeah.
It's just, you can say you don't like something. Have you tried it?
Yeah.
You can't say you don't like it if you ain't tried it.
This is true.
Just try it for me. That's it. So yeah, so aim to leave your date learning something new about yourself through questions and listening to the person that you're on a date with.
Okay.
My last tip,
why are you looking at me like that?
It's not just for you, it's for all the girls and guys.
Y'all, she's massaging her temples. I'm so concerned for us.
I just want people to realize this. And I learned this through one of my friends. If you are choosing to date online, or if you are choosing to be a little more aggressive with dating in person, which means like putting yourself in places where people will ask you to grab a drink or get to know you, whatever the case, you purposely are going out to bars to meet opposite sex or whomever you want to meet. And if you are dating online, which means you're swiping, just know you are opening yourself up to more rejection.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people complain about online dating because they say like, I can't find any good men. No, you're swiping through 50 men in an hour. You have increased your rejection rate up by 50. Whereas before dating apps, you will go out in the world.
Oh, I see.
And you would not maybe get asked out by any person for a week. And then 1 week you do get asked out by a person because you've met in person. You kind of felt each other's vibes. You had a good enough communication for either one of you to ask each other out on a date.
Yeah.
So now you understand how that person feels in person. And then you go on that date and you get to further how that person made you feel that first time that you met that led to you going on a date. And then maybe you go on a second date. And then maybe after the second or the third date, you realize, okay, no, maybe not. But you know what? That was really fun.
Yeah.
And then you move on.
Yeah.
You're online dating. If you swipe with 50 people, you're at least getting, let's say, 20 messages on a good day. You're messaging with 20 people, having 20 different conversations, getting ghosted 10 different times. And you get people to say, oh, give me your number. The other, let's say 5 are saying, give me your number. And then the other 5 are saying, let's go on a date.
Yeah.
And then you get those, you have 10 people, 5 of which who have asked you for a date, 5 of which who just asked you for your phone number. And then you get the 5 people who've asked for your phone number. Out of that 5, one of them says, let's go on a date. And the other 5 that has asked you on the date, only one of them actually pulls through and asks for that date. So then you go on a date with both of those people. And then both of those people, they're not really feeling you. Boom, they're gone. You went from 50 to 0 in a week.
Yeah. And you can feel an immense amount of rejection.
So much rejection.
Yeah.
Because you feel like nobody's asking me on a date, or you feel like everybody's asking me for my phone number and everybody is ghosting me, or you feel like these people all asked me for dates, but only one person followed through or one person showed up and I got ghosted by 50 people.
Yeah.
So that is just an FYI. People feel really shitty about themselves from dating apps. And it's really just because your rejection rate is immediately going to be higher because you're swiping through more people.
You know what? When you first said it, I was thinking about sales, like when we were making outbound calls and how doing that is so easy for me to cope with rejection.
Yeah.
Because we knew sales was a numbers game and that eventually someone was going to buy.
Yeah.
Your skin does get thick, but you also get a little jaded in the process because you're just calling with the same spiel and you may or may not get a sale. And it doesn't matter if they don't because you got another call on the horizon. Like that's actually why I have made the conscious decision to not do dating apps.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be numb to getting to know people. Like I really enjoy being outside and going to concerts and because I want to see what you look like and feel like how you exist in real life.
Yeah.
And if like, for example, this example is just so fresh. I can't do nothing about it. But I think the thing that was so refreshing about this most recent experience was we were in the rain. And we walked up and Jasmine Sullivan was about to go on and I was feeling nice.
Yes.
And me and my girls started talking to these guys in just a really natural space.
Yeah.
And the conversation was so organic. And then the chemistry was kinetic. It was like, oh, yeah, you can walk me to the restroom. Where are you from?
Yeah.
And whereas like these apps, people find love this way.
Absolutely.
I respect that. I know like I have limits, I have boundaries in that space and I want to be able to continue to romanticize love. And I don't think the romantic story is on my phone.
So, and I say all that to say like, there's nothing wrong with online dating. I just think we have to be hyper aware of how it can feel demoralizing.
Yes.
And how it can feel like nobody wants you.
Yeah.
And how that can truly affect how you view yourself and how you show up in the world. But it just needs to be pointed out that like, if you're feeling bad about dating and you're online dating and you feel like nobody is attracted to you, just recognize that you are getting rejected at as high of a rate as you are swiping right.
Yeah.
And that is scary because I was the same way. Like we've been in sales. I'm not afraid to hear a no. I don't give a damn about your no. Oh, okay, bye. Well, call the next person. And I'm going to call you back next week because I know you're going to give me some money.
Yeah, because you got stuff to do.
Hey, come on now. But when I got on dating apps many moons ago, I went through it the same way. I was like, this is a numbers game. I can swipe on as many people because I'm probably just going to end up, if I swipe on 50, I might end up with 5 good. So even if I find you mildly attractive, yeah, cool. You might be good.
Yeah.
We might have fun. Doop, doop, doop. Swipe, 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 swipe. Message, message, message. Find the one that's going to ask me on a date. You'll ask me on a date. We'll go. And I've been on a few dates when I was on dating apps.
Yeah.
And I will never forget this one date. Can't remember that man's name. Wouldn't know what he looked like if I passed him on the street.
Okay.
But I remember how the date made me feel. Made me feel great. We had a fantastic date. Nice looking man. Date was great. And we met on the dating apps.
Okay.
We hugged. At the end of the day, he walked me to my car. He gave me a kiss on the cheek or something. He went to his car. It's the last time I ever seen or heard from that man ever in my life. And I think I texted him the next day because we were supposed to like get up together again eventually. Never heard from him again.
Wow.
And it hurt my feelings because I was like, oh man, I thought we had a good time. But also I was like, we had a good time. That's all I can really expect from a date. Shit happens. Maybe I was not the person for him.
And it's okay. Because like when I think back on my dating history, I have found so many gems.
Yeah.
Like I was able to explore the world in one relationship. I was able to realize how much I love concerts in the other, or how much intellectual conversations mean to me.
Yeah.
Because I was able to do that really well with him. But I have learned that with dating apps, so the other thing is how much processing we have to do on our own. I think behind the dating apps, you don't have the support you need to process it.
Yeah.
Because it happens so rapidly.
Yeah.
Whereas when you decide to step outside of your house and feel the sun on your face and meet someone outside, you can process things a little slower in a way that the brain can kind of take.
Yeah.
And this sounds extreme, but dating apps seem a little dangerous when it comes to the speed of rejection and how rapidly it can change your mood and people's intentions. And it's just so many people.
Again, we are like just now getting research on dating apps and the effects that it has on just individuals because they're new. Again, we talk about the rate of technologies. We kind of came full circle around the podcast. We think our parents were not dating like that.
Yeah.
Our parent in person at the clubs when people actually dance and they
pushing up on somebody.
Hello. I stand and thinking close. I feel a little poke coming through.
Okay. When I
found out that's what he said,
I was like, dang.
Have y'all heard the beginning of that song? I wonder if she can tell I'm hard right now. Do you notice how that song
Yes. Sounds? When I heard somebody just say it, I was like,
yes, I can tell. But no, seriously. The research is just now like coming out as of the past few years about the effects of dating apps on how that is on our society and dating. So it's just, I want people to be aware. I don't necessarily want to push people away from online dating because I do think that provides a little bit of oomph if you want to be intentional in dating, because it is a slower grind to meet people in person. So I absolutely understand dating apps, and it opens you up to people who might not necessarily be in your direct proximity, but in proximity enough for you to drive to, travel to, meet in the middle for whatever. But I think before you decide to go on dating apps for love, just be aware of what that can do to you mentally. If you are not a person that likes rejection, or if you're not a person that can really handle rejection, dating apps might not be the place for you, because again, that can be very demoralizing to how you view and feel about yourself. And that's not necessarily to say like you need to go to therapy if you feel like that. No, it's just, that's intense.
Yes.
It's a lot.
It is.
And to your point, you don't always have the opportunity to process. You don't always have the people to process with, because how crazy would you sound? Not crazy. How would you sound calling your friend every day you swiped right on 50 people and only got one person to ask you out on a date?
Exactly.
Your friend would be tired. You tired talking about it. So it's just more about being aware and knowing what your dating preference and style is and being comfortable in that. There are plenty of people that find their forever plus ones in person still, because niggas gotta go outside. So be outside a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll also say, put yourself in places where you're either learning a skill that you want to further in learning, because you may meet people there who are also interested in that skill. And this is just for like ladies, if you go out to a specific event, club, or whatever, and you learn something new, you might meet other ladies there who might know other men.
Yes. Who
can say, oh, you'd be a good match for my friend such and such. Because I've done that for two of my friends who might be plausible men to date. So you either put yourself in a place where you meet other people of the same sex who might know other people of the opposite sex who can introduce
connect
you.
And network. And
exactly. And then go places where there are skills that you haven't learned that you might be interested in, or that places where like somebody who you might find interesting would go. So like when we talk about ladies golfing, going to the range, learning how to golf, you could meet a person there.
And golf is fun, ladies.
Yeah.
You're sitting in that cart. Oh, well, listen, I actually enjoy it. You get you a little seltzer.
A little beveragino.
And some cute shoes. And
so like I like it. You could be out there. You could meet someone on the golf course. You could meet someone back at the club. You could start going to some of the golf events or things that they host. There's always an opportunity to try something new, learn something new, further a skill that you already have, and network and meet different people. And you might not always find your person at those events, but you might be able to find somebody who can get you one step closer to that person. I don't remember the statistic, but they say most people who are with their partners meet them through friends or family. If you go and make more friends, or at least just put yourself in places with new people, they may know that person who would be interested in you or a good match for you. Or you can meet them organically there if dating apps are not your jazz. But going into dating apps and knowing that you don't like rejection and expecting to find your person immediately and expecting to not be rejected or to not feel like people are disinterested in you, I think it's a little naive on anyone's behalf.
Yeah.
You just have to be aware of what you're setting yourself out for.
Okay. Well, Janae, you did your thing today. I'm not gonna lie, friends. I'm so proud of you, though.
Thank you.
Like, sincerely proud of you. You put your head down and you got it done. And I'm listening to you like, oh man, she really knows what she's talking about.
I love. And I love trying to get people to fall in love.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's still out there.
I
think we all have work to do.
Yeah. And we just got to do the work. Okay. Yeah. Before I go, did you enjoy your breakfast, girl? Your brunch that I was late on?
It was delicious, y'all. I made her slave in that kitchen for an hour before we started.
No, I deserved that.
It was great.
You had to drive all the way out here.
Oof.
Sorry.
What a distance.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll bring her back for round 2, maybe in a few months, because y'all got a lot of content. I'm going to have to break this up.
Yes.
But thank you so much for coming out and chilling with me. I appreciate all the gems. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.